Baylor and Dominique Wilkins before him. Shawn Kemp has come to inhabit that special zone that is reserved for the NBA's highest flyers.
You really can't put it into words, but what you can do is just say that little time that you're in there and you're having that little excitement. You hear nothing. You hear no fans in the background. There's no officials in a way. I tell you, it's the best feeling because it's the silence.
They come from the toughest courts on earth.
Who have risen to remarkable heights. Throughout the history of the NBA, there have always been smaller players who found great success using their quickness and carefully honed skills. The lane, however, was the unquestioned domain of the big man. And it wasn't until 1986 when Spud Webb traveled to Reunion Arena in Dallas to enter the slam dunk contest that the little men began making an impact on the history of the dunk.
You know, I figured if I got the first one that I had a chance. And, you know, you have to be in your wildest dream to think you can beat Dominique. But when you get into those zones where you figure you can't be beat, then the focus is so high that you go out and believe you can win.
Here comes Sputnik.
He had never dunked in a practice or in a game up into the dunk contest, so we didn't know he could do it.
Spud would open eyes all over the league as he pulled off one of sports' most remarkable upsets.
Go out and win that is self-satisfying feeling that, you know, you can cherish for the rest of your life. I think it changed the way we look at smaller guys.
Spud Webb's slam dunk heroics would be an inspiration for other players of small stature. Still, their path to the rim remained a difficult one.
I don't think they got any business running across the lane and things like that. I think you have to let them know that, hey, this is where I live.
Well, it would be up to Phoenix Suns point guard Kevin Johnson to make the next bold statement that the smaller player would not be denied.
Every now and then you got to show them that that's fair game, and sometimes they won't let you enter through the front door. You kind of have to go over them, kind of like jumping the fence.
The Suns, Kevin Johnson in at the baseline, stops it, and he had to climb the man mountain to do it.
KJ can get up he was like an 8-footer and then dunk on anybody. So if you don't watch out this big man, you get dunked.
Should be played at high volume.
Third quarter. Oh, brother! Whoa, my goodness! What a drive by Kevin Johnson!
And following the lead of KJ, a swarm of NBA little men would now aggressively take to the air.
You know, as a guard, you know, you have to find those openings, and once you see it, you just have to go.
Starts with the step.
I love taking it over the top. If a big man is there, that's even more satisfying.
You don't too often catch a guy that you can dunk on all the time. You know, you really have to pick and choose when. So when you do get the opportunity, I mean, that's the crowd gets into it, and you're hyped. That's the ultimate feeling. Especially a center, because they hate it.
The guy like that, when he dunk on you, you remember first you look at yourself and say, oh my God, I've been CNN, ESPN, TNT, NBC.
One player who's appeared in his share of highlights is Robert Pack. Taking on the big man, Pack has served notice on the rest of the league that they'd better beware.
I'm going to come out and show them that even though I'm short, my dunks are going to have a lot of power to them. And a lot of height.
Takes it away.
You can't take anything from anyone on the court, no matter what size, how much they weigh, you can't back down at all. And I've always been that way. If someone challenged me, it's on.
And with his fearless approach to the game, Robert Pack's become one of the league's most devastating dunkers.
Pack all the way. How about that?
And as players like Robert Pack recklessly invade the lane, they continue to send a message that there's a place above the rim for the little men of the NBA.
Just cut loose and do whatever it takes to get the job done on the court, to get respect, to win, to let everybody know that you're here to play. So don't take me lightly.
Ellie and
Pacers try for the win, and they get it into Kenny. Gonna take the shot, throws it up, he's gonna go. Kenny Anderson wins the game!
3 seconds left. Weber double punch. And hits! He hit it and the Heat win! Hassan Leonard!
Here we go. Here's Reggie. Here's the turnaround. Here's the shot. Oh! NBA history. They are basketball's most earth-shaking force. The game's big men use the slam like a sledgehammer. And from the moment they step on the floor, they feel the urge to dunk with ferocious strength.
It's just like a metamorphosis. Something just takes over, and I just have to throw it down hard. I don't know what it is. I can't control it.
And when it comes to power dunking, Shaquille O'Neal is widely regarded as the best in the game.
Driving, backs in left on McDaniel. He missed the shot. O'Neal jams it in. He leaves McDaniel in his wake on the floor.
He sort of said, well, could you stop that big fella? I don't know if there's a man alive that could have stopped that slam.
What a power slam! Beautiful play again.
Now you've got a guy who comes in the lane who has force like the Terminator.
Pass Scott. O'Neal foul and score.
He is ferocious.
Skiles fires it low to Shaq. He turns and shoots, no good. Gets his own rebound back and dunks it. He dunked it on Olajuwon.
I'm 7'1", 303. And if I can get the dunk 10 out of 10 times, I'm going for the dunk 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, what a move by Shaquille O'Neal, and you get the idea he feels he can do whatever he wants.
But while Shaq may be today's most dominating dunker, the Power Slam first gained popularity back in 1959, when Hall of Famer Wilt Chamberlain began to overwhelm opposing centers.
Just physically, he was bigger, stronger, faster than anyone's ever played. I mean, it's not even close.
Once Wilt got anywhere around the basket, it was you could hurt your head if you happened to be standing underneath the net. Very few centers in that era had much success in keeping him from doing it.
Following Wilt's example, other big men adopted his forceful approach, and soon the NBA was being rocked with rim-rattling jams.
Lucas bats the ball away, keeps it alive, over to Walton. Lucas with a steal, Walton.
And by the time the league entered the decade of the 1980s, power players were expected to deliver their trademark shot.
Chuck Daly told me, he said, boy, you spoil these people. If you go in the game, you got to dunk. If you don't dunk, hey, they're upset. You know, so we just got to get some plays to get you the ball right there where you can do your thing.
Away from the ball. Here's Dawkins. Oh, what a muscle move.
Now that was a monster jam. Oh!
But even though centers may have made it fashionable, power dunking is certainly not confined to the pivot.
There's McKeskey open, a good shooter. Not this time, though, and Barkley a rebound. 9 rebounds for Charles, who's had a battle for them all. Here he comes!
Just dunk it, just dunk it, just dunk it, just dunk it. That's all you're thinking.
Sixers hoping to earn overtime. Here goes Barkley. He's going right to the hoop. What a play by Barkley!
It's exciting because when you go into the hoop, you just got that one thing and you just want to attack it, you know, like your worst enemy.
Jazz by 4. Stockton in a hurry. He put Timmy Kempton in about the second row that time.
With players of all description getting into the act, it became clear that attitude, not size, was the key to success.
Winston Stain!
I'm into power, you know, dunking on somebody. That's what I'm into.
Mourning takes it with the left hand. Mourning!
You know, you're coming down on a fast break and you just rise up over someone and then you dunk it.
Robinson!
Everybody just is going crazy and you just feel like you say, ah, so good.
And as the superstars of today do battle, it is the slam dunk that's become their most decisive weapon.
You can't let anyone intimidate you, and everything is yours. You get the ball, I'm going to dunk over your head.
Welcome.
Hello.
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 To your Christmas hotline with Steve Martin, Madeline Kahn, Anthony LaPaglia.
For the New York Knicks' John Starks, it was a long road to stardom in the NBA. After putting himself through college by bagging groceries at a supermarket in Oklahoma, Starks was left undrafted and relegated to the CBA. He would eventually latch on with the Knicks, where his ferocious determination helped him become a starting guard. But in 1993, New York would face the Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals, where Starks faced the seemingly overwhelming task of matching up with Michael Jordan.
We do not have a man on this planet who can stop him, okay? There isn't anyone out here who can stop him.
But Starks was ready. It was a test he'd prepared all his life for.
Or is he reading MJ real well? He has studied films on Michael Jordan.
And with Game 2 hanging in the balance, Starks would announce to Jordan and the world that his time had come.
We're down to 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Starks, yes! What a move by Starks, who was able to sky to the basket.
I was coming down right-hand side of the court, and for the second half, they always would jump, you know, on my high side and force me baseline. But Cartwright, he was slow to react to B.J. Armstrong's move, and my eyes opened and got so big once I seen the lane open, and I knew that I was going to take it over the top.
Elevation and slamming German. Starks with the spark.
And all I saw was just a big explosion up to the basket, and a great and a tremendous thunderous dunk over Michael and Horace Grant. It was fantastic.
Yeah, nasty stuff by Starkey. That play should just about finish off the board.
I think those first two games announced that I was here and announced that I am a player to be reckoned with, and he put a stamp on the game, and I think a print on everyone else's mind.
And in that moment, John Starks reached the goal he'd worked so long for. He'd be recognized as one of the league's top guards and be named to the All-Star team the very next season. The Knicks' trials, however, were far from over. After drafting Patrick Ewing in 1985, they'd been expected to quickly reach the NBA Finals. But 9 years later, they had yet to fulfill their elusive goal. The 1994 season would see them battle their way to the conference finals and face the Indiana Pacers. Fittingly, as they trailed late in the fourth quarter of Game 7, New York would look to Ewing.
You know, a lot of things was happening. We was shooting a lot of jumpers and we was missing. And I told Pat, so, you know, forget it, run my play. We're going to lose. We're going to lose with me.
Behind Ewing, the Knicks would proceed to wipe away a 10-point deficit.
Well, Patrick Ewing has caught fire.
And trailing by 1 in the waning seconds, it was Ewing who would again answer the call.
Starks behind the pick by Ewing. Takes it all the way to the basket. Put it up too hard. Ewing follows with a slam. Ewing has been magnificent tonight.
All you see in that clip is his arms and his forearms just about at the rim. I remember seeing it very clearly and him coming down, slamming it through with 2 hands.
Patrick's been here the longest out of everyone, and for him to, you know, dunk the ball through, you know, it's a highlight of his career as well as a highlight for the Knicks.
I mean, that's the climax, that hoop right there, because that propelled us into the finals.
10, 9. All right, time now to check out the top 10 dunks of all time in our courtside countdown. At number 10, it's Shawn Kemp from the 1990 season.
Look at that jam! Oh, it's sliding by Walker. And with a reverse double pump, jam.
Coming in at number 9 from this past season, it's the Sixers' Allen Iverson.
Oh, no! Allen Iverson. Are you kidding me? Wow. Oh, that's a point guard, folks.
At number 8, it's the Knicks' John Starks versus the Bulls in the 93 playoffs.
Starks. Yes. What a move by Starks, who was able to sky to the basket.
In at number 7 from the 1988 playoffs, it's Dominique Wilkins.
Whoa! Dominique Wilkins. Now that was a monster jam.
At number 6 from the 1984 season, it's the Suns' high-flying Larry Nance.
Nobody guarding Nance, so he's going to drive.
Look at that dunk. Did you see how high he went?
At number 5, 1986 Slam Dunk Contest, it's none other than Spud Webb.
And Spud Webb comes through in the clutch to put the pressure on Dominique. Another 50 for Spud Webb.
At 4, it's the Trailblazers' Clyde Drexler, way back in the '84 season.
Clyde the glide, and look out below. Mercy nurse.
Coming in at number 3, it's the Phoenix Suns' Tom Chambers, back in 1989.
Oh, get up and jiggle, baby.
At number 2, it's the Doctor, Julius Erving, during the 1983 season.
Here he comes. We rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk. Worthy threw it away, and the Doctor made a sensational play.
And the number 1 dunk, Michael Jordan from the '91 playoffs.
Oh, please, let's see that again. 100 times.
No, he didn't. Oh, yes, he did.
That's our show for this week. Remember, you can send us your questions and comments at the League's official website.